Good morning, students. Today we will be going with book 2, chapter number 3, that is Features, Problems and Policies of Agriculture. So today I will be covering basic importance of agriculture in the Indian economy, then features of Indian agriculture, and then problems. This would be the part 1. So going on with importance of agriculture in the Indian economy, the first is the contribution to the GDP. As we have already seen that the first phase had the different significant that in GDP. The next level, the GDP of the agriculture tended to decline over a period of time, though which does not mean that decline in agriculture means decline in importance in agriculture. It can also indicate rise in secondary and tertiary sector. When I talk about supply of wage goods, now wage goods are the necessity goods like wheat, rice. The agriculture provides larger sections to the society in India. When I talk about source of employment, it has been stated that 50% of the population have been engaged in the agricultural sector, and it is the principal source of subsistence for the farming for the people in India. Next, I will go for supply of raw materials. Now, agricultural supplies industrial raw materials. For example, I have written here cotton for textiles, seeds for the oil industries. You can give other examples as well. Basically, now agricultural sector has been primarily the significance for the growth of the industrial sector. Next is the source of demand for industrial goods. Now, tractors, harvesters, cutters are greatly demanded for the agricultural sector. If agriculture tends to prosper, which leads to industrial prosperity. Now, when I talk about contribution to international trade, now contribution to international trade means exports, which is a source for foreign exchange where India needs for what? For imports for defense goods and services. There are other features or other importance I can say, like contribution to domestic trade, support to the transport industries, wealth of the nation, and so on. In this, before I proceed ahead, it is basically contribution to domestic trade is like this is borne out by the fact that huge expenditure in India is incurred on the purchase of farm products needed by more than 1 billion people in the country. When I talk about support to the transport industry, both railways and roadways are the bulk carriers of farm products in India. That is a great support to the transport industry. When I talk about wealth of the nation, a significant component of country's wealth which belongs to the agricultural sector. I can say in terms of fixed assets, land occupies the highest rank in India. Beside, capital worth crores of rupees stays invested in major and minor irrigation projects. Proceeding on towards the features. Now, first feature is low productivity. Now, productivity, what do you mean by productivity? Productivity is the output per hectare of land. Now, in India, the productivity is extremely low, which is a sign of backwardness. Now, if there is a sign of backwardness, which means there is slow growth of the industry. When I talk about disguised unemployment is the hidden unemployment, which reflects backwardness and poverty in India. Proceeding towards the next feature, that is dependence on rainfall. Now, dependence on rainfall is Indian agriculture is totally dependent on rainfall, whereas crop production is highly uncertain, which is based on rainfall. I can say if there is good rainfall, there will be good crop production. If there is bad rainfall, there will be bad crop production. So the volatility in farm becomes where the income of the farmers become volatile, where the growth process fails to be stable. Now, when I talk about subsistence farming, now subsistence farming is basically where the farmers are subsistence oriented. Their primary objective is for their family, not for commercialization, which fails to generate surplus for investment, which leads to lack of stagnation in agriculture. Now, lack of modern inputs. Now, when I say lack of modern inputs like chemical fertilizers, like proper pesticides, which are not used in a judicious manner, which leads to low productivity and backwardness. Next is small holdings. Now, small holdings is the meaning where small size of farmers' land. Basically, it hinders the process of growth in two ways. First is use of machines becomes difficult, and second is marginal farming is a source of subsistence rather than an enterprise for profit. Like, it basically focuses on the family as compared to the earning of profit. Next is the landlord tenant conflict. Huge areas are cultivated by tenants who are not the owners, but they take the revenue, and who has already produced the crop, they barely get minimum wage during that period. Backward technology, basically, still in certain agricultural parts, they use equipments which are backward in nature rather than machines, so which gives productivity where the productivity remains low. Going for the problems in agriculture, where first is lack of means of irrigation, as we have seen in feature that the agricultural crops are totally dependent on the rainfall, which makes Indian agriculture totally vulnerable. It requires permanent means of irrigation as well, otherwise there will be lack of irrigation facilities as well. When I talk about deficiency of finance, that means small farmer totally depends on money lenders. Now, who are money lenders? Money lenders are those who charge high rate of interest if the farmers take loans with them. When I talk about institutional finance, which includes banks, which are scarce in nature, it hinders the growth, and now deficiency of finance has high costs, which creates a vicious circle of poverty in India. Next is the conventional outlook. Now, conventional outlook is where we have already seen in the feature that farmers totally dependent more on conventional methods rather than business ventures. They avoid taking risk in the business venture. Small and scattered holdings are the holdings in India which are not only small but scattered as well. Now, small holdings do not allow the modern technology or the modern use of technology, whereas scattered holdings always increases the cost of management, which leads to backwardness of farming and poverty. Going to the last two topics, that is exploitative agrarian relations. So these agrarian relations means the business relations between landlords and tenants. Basically, these landlords are absentees. Now, relying on their rental income, they tend to exploit tenants with high rents and charges. Still, tenants used as a subsistence farming rather than the source of business profit. Now, when I talk about lack of organized marketing system, in agricultural marketing, the marketing system is highly unorganized. A vast majority of the farmers still continue to sell their outputs in the local markets at reduced rates to the money lenders in order to return their loans they have raised from this middleman. So briefly, when I talk about the agriculture in India faces a major problems ranging from production to the marketing of crops, and everything is interrelated. At this level of production, the inputs are not judicially used, because of which productivity remains low. Now, when the level of marketing, the bulk of smallholders fail to get the price for their crops. For what? Because of lack of unorganized or lack of organized marketing system. This is the last topic in part 1. In the next topic, we will be covering the reforms and rest of the part. If you have any doubt, do let me know. Thank you.